Warning, the following broadcast contains strong opinions, playful antics, and controversial topics causing off-the-rails fun. Chances for being offended are higher than average for sensitive people. Viewer discretion is not advised. Live a little and have some fun.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Coach's Box. We're short a few guys here tonight.
Notice they're all private school guys.
Yes.
Not all of them. Well, all of them that aren't here.
Yes.
Yeah, all that aren't here.
It's not just a private school thing, you know. Go ahead, Riley.
But
talk to us.
We're the three amigos again here. So
how about that?
it's like the third time in a row that we've had just us three, if not.
Man.
Well, that's what the people want. And, you know, that's what we have to do, man. We just have to give the people what they want.
That's
and
100% truth.
No offense to those other guys. And I don't say this with all due respect, but the people want to see us.
I'll tell you what. It is a little better that someone isn't here to get my blood boiling all the time. So it's been a...
Jim Powers?
No.
Oh.
When the hell's he been here? Like one time... I mean, well, he's big. He big time. He up there in the city.
Big time.
Well, hey, man. I mean, you know, when you're on Fox, hey, it's Fox or Facebook? I'll take Fox.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if Fox would pick us up, but they're just like, yeah, we can't do that.
Hey, but you know what?
What?
You know what? You can watch it on Facebook for free.
Really?
But
and then on
Fox,
something else,
you got to have cable or some kind of connection.
I mean,
maybe have to pay some money to watch it.
I don't know. You get one of those little antennas.
You're saying Jim Powers is on a paywall.
Oh shit!
Oh boy,
you're
stealing it out now.
Man, it just got deep in here. Whoa,
hey,
Nelly.
When you're not here, hey, I'm surprised the electronics are working. Kevin's not here. Oh wait, that's why they're working.
He's had a little phone trouble.
Yeah, he was having a little butt dialing problem.
Yeah, he was.
Repeating everything he's saying 3 or 4 times.
Repeat and repeat sat on the fence.
Repeat and repeat.
Yep, that's how it goes, man. So, you know, it's been an interesting time off. I mean, we had our show over Zoom because of some weather issues and stuff and scheduling and getting everybody back, you know, together and stuff. But then it's just been crazy.
Blair, you didn't have a problem getting together with me that night, right? I mean,
here we go.
I was there.
Our public school guys were ready.
We were always ready.
Oh, that's good. Glad you guys are ready.
I was born ready.
But you know, then next week everybody kind of had something going on, so it's that time of year and it's tough. I mean, it's the dog days of basketball. It's starting to wind down. We just had our district seed meeting today, and they got an interesting district, that's for sure. And
so R7 got the 1 seed?
They did not.
But really? Didn't they beat West County?
That they did. But West County is the one.
They did beat Kingston too?
That's correct.
And they beat no,
we haven't
played yet.
I mean, you know, Coach Breeze is going to have those kids ready to play. That's for sure. So I mean, he could definitely
hold up,
pull a win there.
They beat West County. They beat Kingston.
Yep.
Are they below Kingston or are they ahead of Kingston?
They are ahead of Kingston. So West County's
so it worked. The head-to-head worked with Kingston, but the head-to-head didn't work.
You know, I'll be honest, and I don't really care to say. I mean, I voted for Jefferson to be the one.
Okay.
Because they had the same district record against opponents that West County did, but they beat West County. So I thought the head-to-head kind of meant something. I guess everybody else saw it different, and That's just how it went.
I know West County's good.
County's good.
They're good.
They're good.
But
I would say, I mean, if I had to pick, if they didn't play each other, and I had to pick, I would say, well, it's a coin flip. I mean, they both have good teams, both well coached, and yeah. So I was like, okay, well, that was my only decision. I don't care to say that I did vote for him based on that. That was my tiebreaker,
right?
Because they beat him, but the rest of the coaches, or the majority of the coaches, they voted, didn't feel that way, which totally fine. I mean, West County did have a better record, currently than Jefferson, but it went West County 1, Jefferson 2, Kingston 3. We were fortunate we got the 4. We'll play Arcadia Valley, who's the 5. Clearwater's the 6, and Grandview's the 7. So Grandview and Jefferson get to play again. No.
Well, and I was going to say, I mean, there's probably a lot of teams that, I mean, if I'm looking at your field, and we played Grandview the other night, and we played them. We played really well.
Yeah, I agree.
I expected that game to be a lot closer because I saw them play Jefferson, and I mean they were up big.
Yeah, they were
in that game, and so I mean that's not going to be an easy out there off the bat. And Moss has done a good job out there at Grandview, and those kids play hard. And that I wouldn't have wanted to play them.
No, and I mean Jeremy's done a really good job. Those kids at Grandview, and from my days out there, they always played hard.
Yeah,
they always played hard.
have.
They always played hard for me.
Yep.
And they got some. They've had a little bit of talent. They're scrappy. So I mean, it's not. I mean, I know Coach Breeze is like, oh gosh, he can see it. He looked over and he's like, I guess we're playing again. But and the familiarity thing, that makes it a little tough too.
And Moss and Breeze and me included, we're all Festus guys.
Yeah, you guys are all Festus.
So
guys.
that's a little bit of connection there too, and that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. I mean, we battled with R7. I mean, we beat them by 11 or so the first time, but then they got us in conference by 2, and it was a kind of a bloodbath royale. But I mean, it was
a fun game to watch. I mean,
that third quarter was the most exciting quarter I've ever been in.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. That was pretty wild.
I mean, 7 straight trips in a row of threes made. I know we talked about it already, but that's crazy. So, man, your district's already out. How many regular season games you have left then, Coach?
We play Friday against Jefferson, which me and Coach talked about it, and Coach Breeze talked about it, about, God, we wish, since we're always in the same district, it'd be really great if we played this game maybe earlier. And
hey, I would love you two to play earlier. I'll swap. I'm sick of playing you the first game of gosh dang conference.
We used to play Grandview that first Saturday in January, and I can't remember what. I know. I think they won in the bourbon tournament, so that's on the same week. And we moved it. Now we play Jefferson on Friday. We play Grandview on Tuesday. So we still have those 2 games. Then we play Bayless on Wednesday. I'm not a big fan of playing back-to-back days unless it's a tournament. I like to practice, but that was the only day they could play. It was that actually should have been played in December. But
that was a snow.
No, it was. We had a little scheduling snafu with the Christmas concert.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Christmas concerts.
That's good.
So
I'm not even gonna get on that.
Hey, we're just happy right now to be. We're very fortunate to be 500. So, especially starting the season off 2-8.
I just want to point out to you guys, you and Zach both, how crowned me conference champs before the season started and all that jazz. That's not going to happen. So you were wrong.
Does he still have a chance to be conference champ?
I think that he has a possibility of being conference champ.
We have to take it one game at a time.
No, if you beat R7,
take care of business.
Yeah,
you're in business. Then who you got left?
Grandview.
Take care of business.
Yeah, you.
Whoa!
You have your own business.
You win 2 games. You're the champ again. After you sat here and talked about how your team was terrible. I
didn't say they were terrible.
Well, you just
what?
I'm gonna have to go back and look at episodes.
Okay,
you might not.
That would require you to sit down and actually watch the show, and we all know that ain't happening, Jay.
Well,
at this point, might have you proven.
I've watched a lot of that Zoom one.
just to make sure that.
I just wanted to see it to believe it.
Well, what's funny is we aired the
Twice.
we did. We aired the regular version, and then we had the edited one where we read it the next week after the football game.
The edited one was better.
Yeah, wasn't too bad.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I think the first one was really hilarious, but
It was just funny.
Well, that was a good
a
time.
little shorter version the second time around. But hey, we'll see what happens.
Hey, here, conference champ. That's what's going to happen.
I don't know, you putting the cart before the horse here.
Wait, you got to play R7. I keep forgetting that one.
Yeah,
But it's here, right?
it is here.
This gem's hard to shoot in.
It is.
I don't know. Well, never mind. We've had trouble scoring. We
scored a whopping 39 last night.
Jason,
I know.
Jason,
Where's it at?
Oh, we did. We did. Hey, we did shoot 4 free throws in the first half. How many do you think St. Vincent shot?
Oh boy.
so what are you trying to say?
I'm just comparing.
Oh.
I mean,
I wonder, if Coach Valroy is watching the show, he won't watch it live. He already told me last Friday that he doesn't really like to watch it live. He likes to go back and watch it on the YouTubes.
We shot 4. We shot 4 in the first half. They shot 15. Both teams playing man to man.
You know what you got to tell your kids? You got to tell them to stop fouling.
I know. That's what I tried. That's what the ref told me.
We got Valoroid on Monday night
Oof.
for sure.
Did you?
I called him out on it when he was running the scores table. I said, "Man, we're getting Valoroid around here already."
No. It's not Valoroid.
And you know what he said?
It's bruised.
He said, "No,
It's
no,
bruised.
we don't do those kind of things down here in Perryville."
Ended up being 30-12 on the free throws. I this is how miserable my week's been. It's Wednesday, and I've already made 2 trips to Perryville and watched our teams get their brains kicked in. So my week has sucked.
Well, that means it can get better.
Well, no.
Oh,
I mean, it could on Friday, but then we're gonna have Crystal coming over, and that's gonna be a tough game.
yeah, because Crystal. I mean, they're definitely a scrappy bunch.
Oh, and they get fired up for Hergy.
They do, they do. But I think that's honestly,
That's just conference.
I think our conference has been pretty competitive this year.
Oh yeah,
All things considered, it's been pretty competitive. I mean, Grandview's playing a lot better. They've been playing a lot better, and I thought losing Wilson would really impact them, but they're still coming out. They're still competitive. Obviously, they were playing R7 tough for a while, and then R7's a pretty good team, and they're playing a lot better than I think even Coach Breeze maybe thought, or maybe he let on that he thought. And
Agreed.
You guys are good. Crystal's playing better. Vinny's good. We're okay, I guess, but
conference champs, baby.
no, we're not. We're not conference champs.
I said maybe.
Maybe.
You deserve every bit of this that I'm giving you right now.
That's fine.
As long as you crowned us conference champs all year, since the season was over last year.
It's true.
Why are you pissed and moaning? Did you not get wings?
I got wings.
Then shut up. I don't want to hear it.
I didn't win conference though, and
You beat me.
Yeah, that was fun.
So there's a consolation prize.
Well,
at
not
least.
if
Got wings.
I guess if I beat the champ, that would be cool. But we'll see.
That brings up again. I think we've talked about this several times about our conference rules when it comes to the conference champions. Agreed. Now, I don't. It is what it is, and I'm not in any position to make any kind of rule changes or to bring it up or whatever in any kind of meeting. But the only way that you can either be an outright champion or you can be a tri-champion, which means 3. So there's no co-champions, 2 teams that can be conference champs, because when you have 2 teams with the same conference record, it comes down to the head-to-head conference matchup. Well, I understand that. But I also think that's dumb.
Agreed.
Part of me thinks it's dumb. Part of me, I understand it. But the part of me that thinks it's dumb is, let's say Team A loses to Team D, who's really not that good, and then Team B gets beat by Team A. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, well, wait a minute. You beat us, but then you lost to this team that isn't very good. Let's take, for example, what happened to, say, maybe to R7. Maybe that's what the other coaches were thinking, that Arcadia Valley isn't as good as those other schools, so you lost to them. That's your loss. But the head-to-head matchup, You see what I mean?
I mean, and like with me, I split with R7. I just lost the conference.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we're only looking at the conference games, and we said that 2 teams ended up 4-1, but one team beat the other that's 4-1, but then the other team that beat that team lost to a team that doesn't have a very good conference record. Why necessarily do they win? Well, they won head to head. Yeah, but we beat you, and you lost to this team that isn't very good, or that didn't have the good conference record. So why not just have the co-champions just say, okay, there it is. And from what I've been told, it's because that's what they wanted to do since the small schools didn't want to play the home and home. So it's like, well, if you're not going to play home and home, here's what you got to do. Do you got like a good God? Are you going to stack those up while you're at it too?
Might just make some pyramids.
Good Lord!
Let's go all the way up to the ceiling.
Like it's college or something. You do that better with cans, by the way.
Yeah, it is true.
Cans and red Solo cups. I wouldn't know anything about it. I've been told, and I see pictures.
I've seen a lot of TikToks.
I don't get stuck in the scroll, but that's my thing about the conference. And I mean, it is what it is. If it's
well, then we should just go home and home then.
Well, I'm all for it.
I don't know. Do you want to go to Perryville every year? You love going down there.
No, I don't. I didn't say they needed to stay in the conference, but yeah.
Whoa. That's
deep in here.
It's a bold statement, Cotton.
That wasn't a bold. I mean, I wasn't saying I wanted to kick him out. I was just saying that necessarily.
Well, here's we had talked about this, earlier in the year.
Yeah, I don't know.
The JCAA, is large and a small. Have they considered splitting off into a whole different conference on the small school side compared to the large school side?
I don't think they're going to do that though.
And because truthfully, not in all sports are we a conference.
No.
That's true.
Bayless is in our football conference.
That's kind of why I haven't. My thought process on the whole thing is we're in different districts or different conferences in different sports. Softball, aren't they all in one conference, large and small?
They're all together.
So it's just
but I don't think all the schools have the same.
No, they're not in the same
season. Yeah.
But it's just strange to me that we are a conference, but we do not play all sports that you
against
have
each other. Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense to me. Mm-hmm. And so that's where I was.
Well, look how long Valley was in the conference.
Yeah, but it was in the I-55.
Oh, I know, and then all they played was football, though.
Yep. I mean, they didn't do any other sports.
And I think they were supposed to make the full move, but
they never did.
No, they got to play 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
And that's what frustrated a lot of people.
A little bit.
I'm not mad about our conference, but it would be nice if you played all the sports against each other if you're a conference.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. I think that would be the best thing, but at the same time, I'll be honest. The only bad part about doing that and playing the home and home is, and we don't play in a lot of tournaments around here like you guys do in the Crystal tournament. We play in the Bruce Thomas, and that's our chance of maybe playing you guys more than once. But if we played home and home and then we played in there, it's like, all right, 3 times, okay. And I don't know. I don't know if I'd really want to do that. I don't want to do the Hillsboro DeSoto shuffle where you play 6 times.
How many?
And that happened.
We only have us and you guys in our tournament that are in the same.
Yeah, everybody else in your tournament's a large school now. Yeah, it's making it into the Bruce Thomas, greater than 800 kid enrollment tournament.
It is.
Yeah, because I think who you had next year? Yeah, is that confirmed? It's not confirmed.
I think.
Oh, a possibility that.
Yeah, St. Clair might be coming in or something. I think
it was Sullivan.
Sullivan, that's it.
Oh yeah, so that's a class. What 1, 2.
So what you're saying is my AD is really looking out for me.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely.
The problem was with that tournament was we had
loving all of our posts over here. My goodness,
when we had Bruce Thomas, when it started, it was almost all city schools.
What the heck?
And then we had some issues with.
Well, you still had some issues with some city schools.
Yes,
dude, I don't know what that means.
Somebody's loving our post to just over and over and over and over and over.
You can't see who it is?
No, I can't.
It's probably McVey.
There's no way it's Zach. Zach doesn't know how to use a phone.
He just got it turned in his flip phone about a couple weeks ago.
Well, then it's probably
It's Winkler. Yeah, it's Winkler.
I was going to say Ron Rhodes.
Hey, Winkler said ask you how many free throws your girls shot compared to his last Friday.
Hey, I mean,
here it goes. Here he goes. You bruised him.
no, I didn't.
You bruised him.
I didn't do anything.
Don't you lie.
I just played the game.
He said,
Hey, I will say Winkler, I saw him get a little pissy.
I mean, he was fired up. I'd never seen him get like that before.
Yeah, it's one of the first things I said to you after the game.
I was like, "Whoa!"
I said, "Man, Winkler was fired."
he did admit today that it's tough to go down there and win
at
Vinny. And I said, "Wow, it's funny. You saw it from one side, now you get to see it from the other."
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yes, thank you.
And you know the other part of it, like the other thing, is kind of weird too when you go to other schools. Like I worked at Grandview for years, and when we went back there a couple years ago. And everybody always complained, like, man, the lighting here is just really weird. It's really dark. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. We went back there. And I'm like, what's the deal with the lights? And then, oh, my gosh, that is the case. So, yeah, it's just, again, certain gyms just have that
I did
weird
get
feel
to have
to
a
it.
lot of fun. Kevin Williams was one of the refs down there. So I had a lot of fun with him. He did a great job.
So free throws Friday night, we shot 40 to their 8. But I also told him that he plays man to man. We play zone.
Whoa! That doesn't mean anything.
We play zone, don't we?
That doesn't mean anything.
Wait. Out of the 8, Jill had what? 4 of them. At least 3. 40 to 8.
We shot 40 free throws to their 8.
Oh my gosh!
Who? Never
It
mind.
was
I
at
can't
our
ask who.
place. It was at our place.
Oh yeah, which guys you get?
So that was Grandview Friday.
Wow.
Whoa! I need to look back at my scorebook. Then I don't think it was like that.
You need to have those same guys all the time.
night.
I don't know.
I don't know what.
It
I
has
don't,
nothing to do
My
with it.
head is going. I'm thinking about who was there.
Oh, boy. It wouldn't take that long. Just go look at Riley's evaluations.
Well, it was
good.
We had Scott. We had Causey, and
I don't hear who it was.
yeah, it was Causey.
By the way, hey,
Scott
I gotta
Barron,
say,
and I don't know the third.
I was watching a little bit of the Vincent game for you guys,
the girls.
the girls game, and I'm going to say that you did a little ring around the rosy timeout action.
Yeah.
For to get that timeout. I'm
my
kind of wondering.
God, it's hilarious.
Hey, it wasn't just me. You know, some of our kids are very avid, you know, watchers of the conference games and stuff. Sure. You know, they've taken interest, and they're like, man, you see Herky coach like spinning around in circles, wanting to timeout. Coach, like coach, why does he do that? I'm like, I don't know. He was in the drama club, so he's very dramatic with his timeouts.
Oh, he had a very dramatic timeout.
It was so funny because
was
before
funny.
the game, Bruce is like, I want to see your best timeout call tonight. And I was like, probably ain't going to happen. Well, now I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt here. Okay, the gentleman that I was calling the timeout in front of, he's been officiating for I think he told me his 52nd year. He's been officiating.
Yeah, tell me off the air.
This is his last year of officiating, and he's
I've
struggling.
I've seen him back,
But he was one of the
yeah.
absolute best officials 15, 20 years ago around the state. I mean, he was that good. Mm-hmm. But he just says, I just get out 4 or 5 times a year, stay kind of a little bit up to the game and get out and, you know, support the game that I love, blah, 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 before the game. And I said, man, I love to thanks for having us here, you know. And I was like, I'm great to get one last game with you. And he said something, and he's like, but I'm going to tell you, Coach, I might not make it from volleyball line to volleyball line. But he says, all you got to do is, if you want something from me, get my attention, you got to get in my face. Oh. Because he says, I'm not going to be able to hear you.
I'm very much aware that you got in his face.
He said, I'm not going to be able to hear you, and I'm not going to be able to tell you no because I don't even know what you're saying.
I was sitting right up from the.
That's so funny.
You
So
know,
when I called the timeout,
oh my God, I was rolling.
I apologized to him, and he goes, Coach, you did exactly what I asked you to do. Get in my face.
It was one heck of a timeout call.
I have to go back and watch it. I haven't even seen it
Oh,
yet,
you
so.
you definitely. You almost spun the whole circle around him.
Yeah,
he told me to get in his face. I just was acknowledging what he told me to do.
Okay.
But it was a fun atmosphere down there. It was highly competitive. And once again, it was a good ball game. It was a 4-point ball game with 3.5 left, and we ended up having to foul late, and they hit their free throws. You give it to them. They
and then free throws come in handy.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did. And the 2 conference losses that we've had so far, we've struggled at the free throw line. Against Pius, we struggled mightily against the free throw line. And Portello, every time he sees me, he says, "Thanks, Coach Blair, for shooting free throws so bad." Because he said you gave us that game. I said, well, you know what? We turned around and did it down at St. Vincent
funny.
as well.
It's funny you say that. We shot pretty well from the free throw line against Pius.
You did.
Yeah, you did. And then we
that was the difference.
We couldn't throw the ball if we were sitting in a boat in the ocean.
And I will say I watched some people argue about fouling certain people.
I didn't.
It was funny. It was
that
just
was
funny.
It was funny. Coach Winkler also said that's not the reason they lost. 41 turnovers is why they lost. So
might have been some good defense out there, maybe.
You got your kids playing some good defense right now.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, now here he goes. Here he comes, Coach Speak.
Coach Speak.
Coach Speak. Well, we're taking one game at a time.
That's it.
Yeah, I'd be totally honest. We look like we ain't played offense or defense down
I'm
there.
going to say last night, our offense kind of showed up finally. We've been scoring some more points. But last night's defense, I don't think we could have guarded a dead cat. I mean, it was so... I'm looking, I'm like, what is the deal? Now, we got a big game coming up Friday, so I think because someone asked, like, are you kids sick? Now, I got a couple kids that they got a little sick hitting them, but I said, yeah, we're sick. If you call looking ahead illness kind of sick, I think we're all sick because I guess we thought we were going to roll on those guys. We already played them once, and that wasn't the case. They show up to play. Now, they are getting better. And I'll tell you what, those home schools, when they first started being able to play, it was kind of like, all right, those are gimme games.
They were just taking anybody that wanted to play.
Yeah. I mean, you go play the Blue Knights. Blue Knights played Festus to 9 points last night.
Yes.
Wow.
Their girls' team was really good. Really good.
And you go on STL today and you look at the St. Louis Blue Knights schedule. I mean, they're playing Class 4 or 5 schools about every night.
And competing.
They're playing Hazelwood schools, and they're playing Owensville, played Pacific, went out, I think, the Washington tournament and played.
And competitive.
Yeah, they're not, and they're 15-10, I think. By that, I mean, they could be more on maybe max preps or something.
They can play as many games as they want.
Yeah, they can. And the Patriots, they're 12-20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played 32 games.
They can play as many as they want.
That's right.
Well, I know that.
But you got to think, though. I mean, if you had your kids and you're playing all the time, I saw them the other night, and I saw them at your tournament. We played them. I'm like, they're a hell of a lot better.
Yep.
In just that little bit of time. And I mean, they do some silly stuff at times. Kids are always out there playing hard, though. And I mean, you're only going to get better the harder you play, the more you play.
I like that number 45 for their team.
One thing that
trying to remember him.
Their Blue Knights coach, he talked to me. He's like, Coach, one of the things that
I was talking about the Patriots. Yeah,
but one of the things that he had said to me was, he said, the reason why I think we're so much more competitive than some of these teams is because we have nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
These kids just want to come out here and play the game.
Yeah,
they have nothing to lose, and there's nothing really on the line for them because they can't go out and get a better seed and go out and have an opportunity to win a district title or whatever. They can go do that homeschooling thing, a tournament at the end of the year or whatever, but they really, in those regular season games, they have nothing to lose. He's like, so our kids just show up and just play. Like, they just enjoy playing, and I think that says a lot right there because they're having fun. They're enjoying just play. And that's what's kind of gone away from high school basketball is the fun of just going out and playing.
Sometimes you don't really have great points, but that is a really good point.
I agree. And I personally believe that the lost art of just playing the game has gone away.
I sometimes struggle waiting for him to get to his point.
Well, I analyze a lot of things, Coach.
We know. And the hands help.
My drama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We know.
Public speaking 101. That's what you always speak with your hands.
Who says that?
The joy of
Public
the game.
101.
Whatever. In Illinois. Go ahead.
There's a lot of things that have sucked the joy out of playing the game sometimes. I mean, I mean, some kids, when they're going to get in the car, they're going to come in the house and they're going to get an earful about how they did this crappy or they did that or whatever. I think that sucks some joy out of it.
Agreed.
I think, some of the interactions that have happened at games has sucked the joy out of it. I don't envy an official at all.
No.
I mean, I've said it a million times. We didn't lose that game down at St. Vincent because of any officials. St. Vincent kicked our butts yesterday. Yeah. But there's just a lot of things there that have changed in the last 10.
Well, and
10.
Even
if you go 10 years back, it was different.
Yeah. I think you go 5. I think things have changed in the last 5 years.
Well, COVID really screwed a lot of crap up.
Yes, it sure did. But you go back and look at the way kids looked at playing high school sports 5 or 10 years ago is completely different now because, one, there's so many other things they can be doing besides just playing high school sports.
A lot of distractions.
And so when you step back and you look at
esports,
but you look back and you step back and you look at it and you go, why are all these schools, big schools, having problems getting kids to play? Like, you're going to a class 6 school that's maybe got 17 kids on their basketball program. That's uncraziness. Craziness.
That was uncraziness?
Uncraziness.
I don't know. Is that a word?
I was not going to say that, but then I specified
that is a Blairism.
It's a Blairism. I like that.
It's a Rileyism. Yep, that's it.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I think we can break a couple things down. I think we got to talk about who joined the technical foul club.
Oh, I don't know who that would be.
Yeah. So when we come back, we'll get into that.
Someone broke a record last night. In the NBA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Might
That's
talk a
great.
little bit about that.
Yeah.
I'm still going to say, like I said in my commercial, Jordan's the GOAT.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. You are watching the Coach's Box. See you in a little bit. Maybe.
How those fries you've been craving? I'm hot and I'm steamy, and oh man, do I smell delicious. I'm calling your name. Oh, Doug. Doug. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, paying for these repairs may be tough to swallow.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
For a cookie cutter experience with your agent, you are looking for someone who is going to go above and beyond or think outside the box. You are looking for someone who is going to be there for you no matter what, and someone who is going to walk you through the entire process. My name is Kelly Kaufman with Gateway Real Estate, and my passion is the people I work with. Real estate is personal. A home is not just the 4 walls, it's the people who live there and the memories you share. That's why I focus on the people I serve and make them a top priority throughout the entire process. I'm there for you. No matter what your budget is, no matter where you are, and no matter how long it takes, I will be there with you every step of the way. If you are looking for an agent who cares about you and will do everything to make sure you are taken care of, give me a call, 314-221-6090.
Got a big appetite? Join us at Case and Bucks in Barnhart for all-you-can-eat soup and salad every day of the week. All-you-can-eat Mexican on Mondays. Kids eat free on Tuesdays. All-you-can-eat pasta on Wednesdays. All-you-can-eat meatloaf on Thursdays. And all-you-can-eat fish and shrimp on Fridays. Enjoy our Feed the Crew special on Saturdays, which offers a large one-topping pizza, a pound of wings, toasted ravs, and a large salad, only $29.99. Like our Facebook page and see our full menu at caseandbucksbarnhart.com.
Imagine an HVAC as unnoticeable as the air itself. Sounds pretty good, huh? The new Daikin Fit. Air intelligence.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
Question about my listing price?
Updating listing to Lizard Heights.
No, listing price.
Wizard Kites?
Can I talk to a real human agent, please?
Are you tired of high school sports behind a paywall? Then you need to check out Maritime Sports, your high school sports source. We at Maritime pride ourselves on covering sports with student athletes as our main interest and putting a spotlight on them. You can check out our articles, photo galleries, and much, much more, all for free. So check out Maritime Sports at our website, maritimesports.net.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Coach's Box, minus a few people.
Wow.
Man, I'm not upset about that. No Zac McVey here. No Jim Powers. No Kevin. You know, we got the trio, the original three.
You know, I actually got a text from the fourth member of the group.
Yes, I did too this last week.
Yeah.
I did too.
Shooty. I had a Shooty text today. He was talking about their Windsor made the trip out to Borgia and played last night. And played Borgia pretty tough. Borgia's pretty damn good this year. And
he didn't text me. I guess I don't make Shooty list anymore.
Well, you know, we work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of...
Blair didn't.
Well, no.
But he was asking me about our season and asking me if try to get in their tournament next year. And
that's probably the other thing. He's trying to get
I'm like, dude, I am not going up there. Sorry.
So Blair... Since it was brought up by one of our avid listeners, which happened to be Jarvis's brother, let's talk about your induction into the 2023 Technical Foul Club.
Yes.
Let's get into that. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I love it. You just had to have your say, is what someone told me.
Well, obviously that's incorrect statement.
So
it had nothing
playing
to do with
charades.
It had nothing to do with me having my say. If you go back and you watch, I'm kneeling down on the ground, not even having a conversation, and was asked a question where I had made a statement to that I didn't appreciate, and so I was provoked and commented back.
Oh my God!
He was provoked.
He was provoked.
I was triggered. And I told him.
I want to tell you, hey, between the three of us, the weakest technical of all three is sitting right here.
This year?
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm really close.
Mine was weak.
I'm really close because I didn't say anything all night.
Hey, look, Matt Shooty showed up just now too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Hello, boy, Shooty.
Hey, off assignment.
He should have been here.
Yeah, it'd been nice to have.
I doubt. I mean, he'd probably show up more than some of these guys.
Oh, I don't know. He lives a long way away, man.
Washington is a long.
We just bring him in
here.
via Zoom.
Well, yeah, somebody's got to learn how to do that.
I don't know how.
Oh, apparently I don't know either. Otherwise, we could do live shows over Zoom.
Yeah, so got a technical.
Well, you know, I mean,
how you feel now? You pop that cherry over there.
Oh my God,
that's a term.
I'll tell you what. I wasn't proud of it. Still not proud of it. But you know what?
Did you have to have a conversation with an administrator?
I did. And you know, and I'll tell you this.
I love it.
And anybody that's ever officiated my games will tell you this. I am very passionate.
You're dramatic.
I am very passionate.
I'm
very passionate about my job. Very passionate about my kids, and I'm always going to stand up for them, regardless, right or wrong.
Stand up and back up and have my arms out every time.
I can tell you this:
every full time out, baby.
I give my full effort.
Full effort on the full time out.
Sorry, I can't help myself.
But you know what? I do not like to get technical fouls, and I have definitely.
I don't know many people that enjoy them.
I've definitely matured in my past couple years of coaching. Where I probably would have been a little bit more high-strung.
Really?
But, I'm definitely a little bit quieter and calmer than I used to.
Oh, my God. I wish we could pull up St. Vincent film from the other night because you were not quiet. You were not calm. There were none of these words that you were using right now.
Who are you?
Described anything about you.
Wait.
On the St. Vincent sideline.
I've got to say right now.
I will say, I since my technical, have probably not said more than 50 words to the officials since, and I got mine early.
So here's what I'm going to say.
Yes,
and
I do not get that.
I feel that I am very much more lax now than what I have been in the past.
I am.
But I think out of all of us, Jason has been the most docile when it comes to being animated. I'm animated. I get worried. I get all excited and stuff.
You know how many people text me after our game about
and it's like,
how, Jarvis, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, why? They're like,
not wrong with me.
You didn't even yell. I'm like, dude, it does no good.
I'm going to say this right now, and I always like to. I'm probably a glutton for punishment at times, but I don't mind talking to parents after the game and just tell me how their kid played, or just listen to them, because some of them, they just want to talk. Some of them, they have things to say. I don't really care either way. I mean, even if they think I suck, okay, great. I'll talk to my dad at some point, and he'll tell me that. But I like to hear what they say, and then they talk about the officiating, and they have the perspective, and I was like, it doesn't make it any better. And I tell the kids this all the time. It doesn't make it any better for me to just go off on them.
Nope.
I'm going to go and I'm going to ask them, like, hey, what'd you see there? Okay, the block charge it is the hardest call to make, and it is the most controversial call to ever make. And I'm like, if I see it some different, and I tell my kids this, I said, all officials, and I'm going to say this, and don't take me out of context, there's guys who've been officiating for years, and they know the game, and they know how to call it. And when they have to referee, they're in an impossible situation, and they're probably not going to be good at times. Okay, the good ones, they might miss calls, they might not be very good. And I tell kids, expect this guy that you've had before to be terrible, because if you're expecting them to give you every call, there's no possible way. They're in an impossible situation. They're seeing it from whatever angle. Now, you expect them to be in a good position to make the call. Be in a good position. Now, that happened last night where I thought a guy wasn't in a great position, and he let a couple things go because he was supposed to be the lead, and he was not. He was on my sideline instead of being down on the baseline. He let the play get ahead of him, watched a couple of actions happen, and then he calls a foul on my kid, which it was a foul. But I said, if you're going to make that, you need to be in a position in front of the play. And that was literally the only thing I said to him. I said, because you missed a couple. That was it. And after that, I didn't say anything. There's no sense in doing that. And I tell them, they're watching this game live. They don't get to go back and think about it. Okay, and I'm going to make that call. Yeah, he did foul. If that happened, good God, the stands would erupt. So you don't get that opportunity to go back and replay it in your mind. It's instant. Boom, here's my call. Done. Block charge, 1,000% difficult to make.
Oh, totally.
And that's why you always hope that maybe they'll look at each other, because there's three guys, and say, what do you, okay, yeah, whatever. But at least have the conviction, have the decency, and I can't say that I've had one official this year. Okay, there was one, but we'll just leave it at that. wouldn't come over, and it just, I said, hey, you might, what did he do? Because he's going to ask me what I do, and I want to be able to tell him what you saw and then explain to him why. Is there something they could fix? Like you say, well, if it's especially block charge, well, he was leaning, he was moving, he was out, he wasn't in position, he undercut him, or
he was falling down before he ever got in.
So I need to be able to do that. So just talk to me, and I'll even tell him. I say, well, I disagree with it, but that's fine. And just whatever, because they're in an impossible situation. There's no possible way that they're ever going to, I mean, you might call a good game. You might have a game where you're chasing some calls because you're trying to make up, because the coach is riding you over here, and then you go down on this sideline, he's riding you over here, this guy's riding you over here.
Now I remember who the third ref was. It was Bradley.
Yep.
Who's a very young official who I think I've had him
big time up and coming one.
I think I've had him 3 times now.
Yeah,
and
he's doing a lot of games with. I mean, when you're a young official, we had him last night. And I think we had him Friday against St. Vincent. And he was with a couple.
I saw him on the Friday.
He was with a couple of really good. At least they've been there, and I could tell at times they were talking to him about some things. And then he was probably the best one we had the other night. But when you're young and you're kind of like the guy in charge, there's going to be some stuff that probably gets missed, and it was for both teams. But again, I just try to tell the kids all the time, and it was great though, because I saw one of my team captains, instead of like when another kid got a call against him, and it's on the other end, so I can't immediately say something, and our kid was kind of worked up. He goes over, he's like, hey, calm down, man, calm down. He's like, what? He called a foul on him. He thought he was a charge, and my captain goes over and he very politely says, Mr. Official, what did he do so I can talk to him? And I'm like, oh hell, that's exactly what I need there. Yeah. Because instead of me doing it, the kid's coming over there and we talked about it afterwards. He said, Coach, there ain't no sense in getting mad. They're not, if we do that, they're definitely not going to give us any calls, and they're going to, he said, at least I can talk my teammate down and try to explain to him. I thought that was great.
And then one of the biggest things, and I think that's a great point. One of the biggest things that I think some of the older officials have dealt with so much crap over the years that they don't want to be talked to because they're just tired of hearing it. You know what I mean? And so that's great that a young official like that took notice of a kid going and saying, hey, that kid wants to know what he's doing so he can make it better, so he can do the right thing, in the right situation. Where, I'm really good friends with a couple of veteran officials that have been doing this a long time, and I always ask them some of those questions like, do you want a conversation with the coach when they ask you, hey, why did you call that? Or would you rather just not say that? And both of them responded to me and said, I'd rather just let me call the call. If I screw it up, I screw it up. But when you start asking me why I make a call, it tells me you're being critical of every call I make in my mind. And I'm like, okay, so I pretty much have learned now that you just can't ask anymore unless they come over to you and tell you why, Well, and I feel like that's probably the best thing you could say was if the kid comes up to him, I think they're a lot more responsive, because that kid is taking ownership.
Well, I like my floor captain, and I haven't had that many of them. I always tell them, like, listen, even if you disagree with a call, we have to be very respectful to our officials. Again, Agreed. Impossible situation.
Agreed.
They're not going to make the best calls. Go get the ball, hand the ball to the official. And I'm not looking for a call because we did that, but always be polite. Hell, I even tell them whenever we're taking a ball out of bounds, ask the official politely, Mr. Official, would you please count for me? Just to make sure that they count out loud, so that way, you don't have to sit there and look to see if they're the hand motion and when they know they're starting. And that's the thing is Coach Winkler alluded to. If the kid's respectful, that goes a long way. And that's all our officials want is to be treated with respect. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, that I don't get wound up at times. I've really tried not to, because the older I get, I understand that there's no possible way they're going to get them all right. And because as I've told them, I was joking with one of them.
Game?
I said, well, I disagree with you, but you know what? I'm going to probably miss what play to call here in a second too, so you can give me a hard time too, and we'll call it even. Right. And that's the best way to be with it. I ain't saying it's perfect. I think for me, it's the best way to be. But
I think this year has probably been, for me, has been my best year of. I've just decided I'm not going to do it, and
it's a wasted energy.
And I've been trying to concentrate on coaching my kids and just telling myself in my head that everyone misses things. And I tell my kids before every game, everyone misses stuff. You're not going to always be happy with them, but then they're going to make some calls that go our way too. So and you get someone heated at you, emotions take over. And then it's
yeah, and you got to think too. And this is also something that I've had a deeper conversation about. Just kids in general nowadays. When you're in a position where, let's just say that you're used to kind of getting your way maybe and at home and things like that, and there's no adversity you have to get through.
Very true.
And now you're not getting this call, and you don't know how to deal with it. I mean, we did some situational stuff in practice recently, and when I officiate, I tell the kids, and the older guys have a pretty good idea about this. I'm not going to call everything, and I really don't care. And if you start chirping at me, that's not going to work because, and we even have the older guys say it's like, well, you go other places, you're not going to expect calls, and don't expect calls in the game.
Right.
You shouldn't. So I sometimes I just turn the tables on them on purpose. I'll call everything, even if they didn't mess up. Yeah, it's a walk. That's a walk. This, and that's foul. And I just want to see how they're going to react.
I have fun when I do that.
Oh yeah, and I'll bark right back too. I'm like, go ahead, see how that's going to work out for you, because losers are going to run. So you're putting your team in a bad position. So don't do that. Don't do that. There's no possible way that's gonna help the outcome of the game or your situation with that official. I always tell them you get more flies with honey than vinegar anyway.
Ron Rhodes, that is not correct, and I can tell you a time when you did get one to change. They put time on the clock.
Oh, here we go. It's the time on the clock story.
And
it's only happened three times in basketball history. It happened with the United States and the Soviet Union in the Olympics. It happened at Father Tolton playing a JV game that I was a part of, and it happened in your game against Coach Rhodes.
Well,
but, it did. and
he said, he don't remember it.
I know he said that. He did.
I'll take that from him, since I won't diss him about how old he is. But yes.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to front anybody out here. We were having a conversation about a couple of.
I have zero proof. I will ask Jones if he still has the video.
He probably does,
because he probably does.
Probably on a VHS.
It's probably DVD, maybe.
DVD.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I still have some Crystal City DVDs at my house.
I still remember when you were trading film on VHS.
Yeah.
Gosh, man, things.
Oh, it's terrible.
What's bad is okay. So, we'll unless you guys want to keep going on this, I want to shift. I want to shift gears.
Let's get out.
Okay, let's shift gears, because our officials do a great job, and we need more. By the way,
yes.
If you want to, if you think you know about basketball and you do a really good job sitting up in the stands yelling at officials, then please go to the Misha website, take the test. If you can get up and down the court and you think you know everything about basketball and you're God's gift to everything about
I share that out all the
please
time.
Go and become an official.
Every time I get that email, I share it out.
And not only
Make
that,
some money.
but if you just love to give back, like
and not sarcastically,
giving back.
If you can actually have the ability to, or you know somebody who would be a good official, because we need good ones, not a bunch of know-it-alls who don't know anything.
Dave Jarvis, you can do that in your spare time.
Oh Lord,
I'm just joking.
Oh, by the way, hey, look, Tim Shumpert has never missed a call. I went and scouted a couple games Saturday, and I seen him and Kerry Eggemeyer, and boy, I love talking to those, especially when I'm not coaching. I love talking to officials when I'm not coaching.
I think Tim got cheated out of some pay last Friday night. He was officiating a game out of Hillsboro, and ended up having to officiate 7 quarters of basketball or something.
Was he
right?
on?
He was on that crew.
Overtime. That's right. I did see him on that film.
Yep. And
I was like, dang.
He wanted extra money for that one, I'm sure.
I don't blame him, especially with people running out of court and all that fun stuff that went on.
That was like a track meet, and then he goes and has to do those games Saturday, and he's like, this is nothing like that.
It's like piece of cake.
But no, hey, I thought those guys did a good job the other night.
Did you see Rod Rhodes I remember when Steve Klein and Rick Hart called a parrot out on the court. It was awesome.
Wow.
Oh my. Coach Rhodes and his stories.
Hey, that's all right.
He uses names.
I got a story about that. We were at Valley, and they were short a ref, and the guy left from the stands, went home, and got his reffing outfit, and ended up reffing our game.
Down at Valley Catholic?
At Valley Catholic.
How long ago was this?
About
a couple years
ago.
No, I don't even think it was that long ago, but it was like, the ref didn't show up or something happened, and this dude was an official. I'd seen him before at officiating, and he left and came back, and then all of a sudden ran out in the court and was officiating the game.
So what? That happens that doesn't happen all the time at St. Vincent's. Bruce's family runs out and says, "Hey, I got this." No, I'm just kidding.
Bruce, that was good.
Saw him Friday, and he was telling us all the time joking. Got more family members going to officiate games,
but he's not in charge anymore, so that's the reason why they don't go.
It was SIBO.
It was SIBO.
Yep.
Yeah, SIBO refs.
Yep.
But he's not in charge anymore.
Oh, I had fun. Kevin was great Tuesday night down there. Kevin Williams.
I gotta say, I mean, I love talking to officials especially when I'm not coaching, I'm out there scouting or something. But that was here. Let's do you guys want to jump in on that Festus Hillsboro game?
Tim says best game ever.
I mean, those 3 officials. I mean, they had that would have been an awesome game to officiate, just simply for the fact that it was nonstop the whole time. Like, I mean. There was a shot after shot made, and defensive.
How many calories were burned on that one?
Oh my goodness! But those 3 guys, I mean,
that's why I need to get into officiating.
They had to be in shape to officiate that game because you didn't stop. Like when I went back and watched it.
I know one
Saturday,
of those guys.
Like,
he's not exactly the most fittest of. It's not Tim. Tim gets up and down the court. One of the other guys. He's about my age. He's not exactly the most fit dude. I'm not going to say his name on the air. That just wouldn't be right.
Well, I know Marler was the one.
Then I'm not saying the other. Don't say it.
So there's 3.
There was 3. It was a 3-man crew.
Yes,
okay, well, I named 2. So he's talking about that third.
And you guys can figure it out. Oh,
anytime I can get you ratting on refs, I want that stuff.
You ain't got to play him anymore.
We got to play anymore. What's the matter with you? Ate up. I don't know what your deal is. But no, it was a pretty wild game from what I mean. It was funny is the Holland kid scores 50 points and we held Hillsboro to 42.
I know.
As a team.
I was thinking, you know what's funny? I was thinking that when I saw that score.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I saw it.
I did too. I thought, holy crap, Pius and them played to like a 40s game.
Well, hey, we weren't exactly trying to push it and score. And Festus has a little different clientele than what we do.
Oh yeah.
And Jason's got a good team over there. Hell, they're getting state ranking votes. Both them and Hillsboro this week had received votes.
Hillsboro and
Festus. Yeah, received state rank votes. I guess that game got a lot of attention.
Well, sure it did.
I mean,
and it rightfully shows.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a track meet.
What's Coach Rhodes asking?
I don't know.
Have any of you coaches got home after the game and the official's name or number weren't registered with Misha?
Well, when you go up and you put that, I've had that happen.
It's been a minute, But
that happened about 4 or 5 years ago, probably.
Oh, I'll tell you where I was. But the AD and the coach, he's a good family friend. But he was down to Eminence playing. And there was one guy who I tried to look him up several times, and he was not in the system. So, yeah, know where he came from. By the way, we did not. You talk about like maybe a free throw discrepancy and a foul discrepancy. That was the night I told the officials, because we were getting hammered on Eminence's homecoming. I was with Ellington at the time, and one of my kids got hit right in the back. He had back surgery like a year and a half ago, and a kid really cheap shot him on a rebound, just boom, and he folds up like a chair. So we got to go out on the court, and I got to get him, me and my assistant. And I told my assistant, I said, I'm gonna burn a timeout. I said, just take the kids for a second. So I burned it, and the officials are kind of standing there talking, and I walked over and I said, man, you guys might be the second best group of officials we've had all year. They're like, really, Coach? I said, yeah, everybody else is tied for first because you guys freaking suck.
Yes, I remember this story.
I said, I'm going to go to church Sunday and pray that God heals you guys' sight, because I swear I've never seen a bunch of guys who can't see worth a shit. So I got to sit down the rest of the game.
Obviously.
I was not happy.
You know what? You say that,
gosh.
Dude, I have not had one technical where I have cursed or anything.
No. Never.
Yeah, I had that one.
But I mean, I've never said something like that and got a technical. Everything that I've gotten technicals for, I'm like, gosh, I told them the one. I said, man, if I do that, I was gonna get at least earn it. I want to earn it. If I'm gonna get one, I want to earn it.
I earned it. I've never been ejected, but I was. Hey, now I was about 26 years old.
Can you say that?
Hey, Blair, you ever been ejected?
Ever been ejected?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's
cool.
I have in a summer league game, but not.
No, that doesn't even count.
I have been ejected,
but
hey, I think Tim might have been there
in a JV game too.
So let's go ahead and jump to break. I didn't realize, man, we've already done an hour's worth of a show.
Well, I had McVey to tick me off and interrupt me.
We've been just talking. Man. That's good. I like it.
Just getting on it, man. That's what we like, man. When we come back, I guess we'll hit our next segment and
Coach Rhodes. They have to put their picture. I'm too old to remember names.
They did it especially for you, Coach. When we come back, there's more Coach's Box. We are going to finish this thing up at some point. We'll be right back. Tune in.
Looking for a cookie cutter experience with your agent? You are looking for someone who is going to go above and beyond or think outside the box. You are looking for someone who is going to be there for you no matter what, and someone who is going to walk you through the entire process. My name is Kelly Kaufman with Gateway Real Estate, and my passion is the people I work with. Real estate is personal. A home is not just the four walls, it's the people who live there and the memories you share. That's why I focus on the people I serve and make them a top priority throughout the entire process. I'm there for you. No matter what your budget is, no matter where you are, and no matter how long it takes, I will be there with you every step of the way. If you are looking for an agent who cares about you and will do everything to make sure you are taken care of, give me a call, 314-221-6090.
about my listing price?
Updating listing to Lizard Heights.
No, listing price.
Wizard Kites.
Can I talk to a real human agent, please?
Imagine an HVAC as unnoticeable as the air itself. Sounds pretty good, huh? The new Daikin Fit. Air intelligence.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
I'm the captain of the Pee Wee football team. We may be small, but we are mighty, annoying. And you are so tired from playing defense against us that your focus is about to ride the bench. Go, go, go. Thanks, Mom.
Bye.
Come on, come on. And if you have cut rate car insurance, then not even a Hail Mary will save you from paying for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
Are you tired of high school sports behind a paywall? Then you need to check out Maritime Sports, your high school sports source. We at Maritime pride ourselves on covering sports with student athletes as our main interest and putting the spotlight on them. You can check out our articles, photo galleries, and much, much more, all for free. So check out Maritime Sports at our website, maritimesports.net.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to our final segment of the Coach's Box. It could be final. It could be, we might stay even longer.
It could be infinite.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't got other people dragging us down. We can just stay and do. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Oh, you are not kidding.
We ain't got McVey, so he wouldn't have complained about having late practice and then on top of it have to come to the show.
Hey, we got early practice tomorrow, but yeah, that's because we have a JV game.
You have early or late?
We have early tomorrow.
Oh, we have early.
And
wait.
We have
early the rest of the year.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
well, until
School
next week.
Yeah, well, we got one game one day that we have to have.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
Out of one, that's not bad.
Yeah, we're playing the 2 JV games tomorrow night against R7, and then we play the 2 varsity games. And I had to explain this to somebody where I don't like that as much because it takes away the number of games that kids can play for the season. Mm-hmm. Because it talked about, well, what if we did the whole the conference like that? I said, no, I don't think it's a good idea. I had to sell the 4-game night.
Well, I got to sell the 4-game night. Bruce down there at St. Vincent said that him and the coaching staff and the AD is pretty much 95% for it.
Oh man, I don't want to play. I don't want to go all the way down to Perryville and play 4 games.
Well, they'll play it at
I think they're thinking about the Perry Park Center.
Oh, I'm just saying, like having to go all the way down there, and
I'm saying I'd rather go. I'd rather go play at the Park Center.
Okay, well that's true.
I would agree.
Well, they don't have Hudl Focus there though.
I don't care. I will film it. I'll film
personally
it. And
film it.
Personally send it. I'll film and coach. I don't care.
Wow.
I mean,
I'll get a headset like football.
But you're right,
Can
Coach.
you have a headset?
I don't know.
Here's the other thing.
Probably
hey, there's a microphone there.
But here's the other thing.
Can you talk into the microphone?
Got it.
Oh my! Hey, how many stack? What's the stack up here? What are you up to right now?
This is not all mine. This is some Jarvis.
No, they're not.
Okay, where's
I'm
your
still
empties?
on my first beer.
I'm still on. Hey, this is still number 1.
Okay.
I don't even like Big Ultra.
Yay! Where's your proof at? We're looking at your proof right there. Hell, it's still on the screen.
This is mine right here.
Okay, and then
this is all Jarvis.
and then
it's not.
And
2 and 2.
Whatever.
No, one.
Whatever.
This one is mine.
Oh, you're full of it.
That's it.
And this one is yours too.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
You're so full of
yeah, I think the 4-game night would be great. We've talked about that, so I'm going to jump to something else.
Well, before you say
okay,
that.
go ahead. Real quick.
Tomorrow.
Real quick.
Your boys and girls varsity team. When are they practicing?
Right after school.
Both teams? Split the court?
The girls are going to go and do film, I think, and then they if they want on the court, we'd have to split.
So that's what I'm talking about.
And that makes it that was another part of that too.
Well, and mine was just it gives another night that I have to be out.
It's not necessarily about another night. I think. The bigger part. Okay, but the bigger part, if I'm a kid, is I only get 26 games I can play.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
And if I play however many conference games, 5? So there's 10 games. That's 10 games right there for a kid who's a swing player. If you have to play them in both. If you're small school program.
When you're our size.
That's, you're a little bit bigger than us.
No, but I mean. Okay.
I know what you're.
333 is or 330.
That's your
333.
It was 333.
That's your raw enrollment.
Well, that was 9 through 11.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, that's what they based it on.
I know.
What's your raw enrollment?
Like 178.
9 through 11.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Okay. That's a lot more. Just throwing it out there.
It's not double.
It's like almost a whole nother class size. Anyway, I'm just giving you a hard time because that was our side conversation this week in the group chat.
Yes.
I always like when that gets brought up.
And who brought it up? Zac McVey.
Got to get that in there. So, talk about, so I went and watched a couple of games in the MAAA tournament down in Caledonia. They played their some of the first round games there.
I love that gym, by the way.
And
I do.
And the boob.
I like it.
It's kids always say, they're like, what do you get? What are those out there? They look like boobs, coach. That's the gym, and that's 2 of the elementary buildings. By the way, I've painted the stripes in those buildings in the hallways that link those buildings. You know how hard it is?
That link the boobs?
Yes. the thing that links the 2 boobs together.
Okay.
And you know how hard it is to paint stripes when there's no corners? I said paint stripes. Paint stripes.
I did not know it was
God.
You know what I was thinking?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those would not be easy to paint. I mean, I'm just saying.
I was like, he's really going to get ready to say this? I didn't know. That's the reason why I laughed, so he wouldn't get you in trouble.
All right, so back to the council life.
Jim Powers is commenting big time. We're not so big. He's on our show.
There you go. He's got when's Fox tonight?
Friday night.
Friday night.
It's
Friday night.
Friday. Anyway, so I was going down there and watching, and I got to see a couple of games against teams that are in our district because I hadn't got a chance to physically watch them. And I had this conversation with my dad. He's like, "Oh, you need to go watch this team," and I said, "Why? I've got like 4 films on Hudl." And he said, "Well, there's nothing like watching them in person." So I used to go and scout all the time in person. I'd drive around, I go here, go there, and I do like to go scout still. I still enjoy doing that. I like to go out and watch the game. I see some people I haven't seen. I can talk to officials. I just like it because you're getting away and you're not necessarily coaching. You kind of still be a fan, but you still get to watch.
Yeah, and you're still around basketball.
Still around it, but. Then I'm sitting there trying to draw up an out of bounds play or something, and I'm going, "What? Where did he go off that?" And like, dang it! This is exactly why I like the fact that I have all this instant access over Hudl, so I can stop it, rewind it, clip it, make a comment, draw on it. Everything else. Alan Davis told me one time a couple years ago that Hudl has made coaches lazy. And I'm thinking to myself,
true statement.
Somewhat, but at the same time, no. Because
how do you know?
If I need to watch the film, I have instant access. As I was alluding to, you when I first started coaching, you had to put the film on the VHS. You had to drive out to wherever, either to the school and trade film or meet somebody halfway. Yep. I've traded film with people from halfway across the state.
I've drove all the way to Charleston to trade film when I was at Crystal for football.
Yeah.
It was awful.
So,
my wife, you're spending a Saturday doing what? I'm like, sorry, I have to drive this film down and switch.
So we have all this instant access now Where
I was watching the Crystal St. Paul game on my, well, not while I was driving, but I had it playing. I could hear. And then as I was walking in here, because we played Crystal on Friday, and tonight was the first night I was actually home and got to see my son. So I went home and had that playing while we were eating dinner. And I still had the...
No wonder she gets mad.
And, well, I mean, but what I'm saying is I didn't have to go to Crystal, and I got to spend time with my son, and I still got to watch the game.
Hey, and Coach Rhodes probably has the best comment here that's very relevant. Hudl has saved coaches a lot of gas, and I 1,000% agree with that.
I do too. I mean,
just think about all the time that you've saved by just we got a game coming up. I'm just going click, 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 click. Here I copy and paste. I send about the same message to everybody about the film. Can you give me the film and the other information's appreciated? Thanks. Need anything, whatever. And yeah, and here I got people. Boom, boom, boom. Inbox is full.
I'm glad you brought this up.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, I still have 5 games, right? Like in the regular season.
Like, do you? I don't know.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah, 5 games.
So I just found it weird. I've had some coaches asking me for film. Well, we ain't played each other yet. And I'm like, I had 3 of them today. And I'm like, I'll send you all these films of them. But I'm like, I'm not going to send you ours. We haven't played yet.
Wow, that's really funny, Jason. I remember this one time when I was at Grand. Well,
I do.
No,
I was I was at Grandview.
You were at Grandview, but it was not going to make any difference in our game.
Sure, it was. I still. Well, okay, why? You guys couldn't beat us. Come on, it was at Grandview.
Didn't you have Klaus?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was your first year, and you put triangle and two and put 2 guys on him.
It wasn't going to make a difference.
He stood at half court. We ran a little play where basically we had one kid shoot a layup about 4 or 5 times in a row. You called a timeout, and Kobe was, yay! I cannot. Kids still remind me about that. Remember that time Kobe got doubled? Yeah. Anyway, you just still got to play the game. But the funny story is Jason asked me for film. He asked me for our film against St. Pius. And I told him no to give you this other film. Yes, well, why not? And I said, because we haven't played each other yet. And the truth is, you got very aggravated about it.
I was aggravated
and
about it.
It's like, well, I'll give you our film. And I'm like, that's great. You can do that. I'm not going to give you our film until after we play. I have never asked you for your film before we play.
Well, and I'm gonna go back on this too, because I did this year offer someone. I said, "Listen, I know we got to play, but I really want your film against so and so." So I said, "Here's 2 of mine."
Did you get the film?
Yes, but I offered ours. Normally I wouldn't do it, but I really wanted the film, and it was a film that I needed to see because the team that they played ran, straight man like we have been, blah 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 blah. And so I made the deal, and you can get the film. Now it's even worse because now,
go to YouTube.
You just go to YouTube because now all these schools are putting them on their YouTube.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't like it. You could go right now to the Herkies website or whatever, and you can get all.
Well, I mean, you got to think before we played you guys, we were going to stream the game, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. We don't need to stream this one.
I did not do that on purpose.
And you did. You definitely did. I don't even care what you say. I am not believing that one single bit.
Okay, you can ask
Blair. Put it out there.
He didn't. I can guarantee you he didn't do it because he was. We were at the game, and I said, "Hey,
I turned it on.
Make sure you turn your JV game off and turn your varsity game on."
And I did.
And he goes, "Yeah, I need to do that right now."
And I did it.
Did it as we were talking.
And what happened was it wasn't clicked to
YouTube
on the varsity game, but it was on the JV, and I didn't notice it. Like the other night, I forgot to do it, so the start of my game is on his film.
Yeah.
Remember, I sent you the crap.
That film.
I had to send you the film, and it was all chopped up.
I was just waiting for the kids to go, why do we have the girls' film in here? Well, and they haven't yet, so I wonder, I might just say, you guys notice anything weird about any of these films yet? Obviously, nobody's watching film.
Well, and doesn't that bite your butt?
Oh my god.
Gosh, I had that conversation. I had a starter, one that may have been related to me, and before we played, I think it might have been you guys. He had watched like 10 minutes. I'm like, dude, 10 minutes?
Yep.
He looked at me like, well, I know all their players. I don't care. You haven't
Watch
look. I mean, that's what's aggravating. You have all this technology, and you can't get kids off their phones in your class. But then you got basketball kids that won't look at the other team's film.
I wonder if we can get Hudl to try to put clips into maybe like TikTok videos so they can upload it. We can upload to maybe a school TikTok account, and that way they can at least get
private. Make it private.
10 seconds at least, or whatever. How many seconds of a play?
3 minutes, right?
And you know, like when they get stuck in the scroll. Oh man, hey, I watch this out of bounds play. Oh, I go back and watch it again instead of. Hey, did you guys watch film? No. How many of you guys watch film? Maybe. So yeah, and it's tough, and I know what you're saying because it's like why are we doing this?
But the technology side of it is, I kind of agree. It does help to go see it live, but at the same time, if I'm watching it live, I typically will go back and watch it on a film.
Same. Because you go live, and I'm listening to the coach a lot of times.
That's what I'm doing.
Or I'm watching like him in a timeout, or hell, I don't care. I'll sit right on the side where they're at.
Not right behind the bench.
Not that close.
You're not gonna pull a Fisher.
No, I didn't pull a Fisher, but
okay.
But and then
I might spend more time.
The worst is when I go to a game. And I'm videoing and writing at the same time.
It's hard to do.
Oh crap!
Oh,
there it is.
The kids are like, "Who was filming that game the other day? It missed. That was me." I actually go scout and do stuff. Yeah. So
I don't know. I think
I like going to the games, but gosh, Hudl I can press. Hey.
Show me your out of bounds plays.
Out of bounds plays, all of them.
You can tag out of bounds plays and then go back and
and I just watch them all.
It just makes it so much.
Like you're pick the picker, and I
don't know what you're talking about. You don't run it.
Well, and St. Vincent runs a pick the picker, and
yes, they do.
Yeah, and
out of bounds play.
Our kids did a good job. We got a 5-second call the first time we played them because of that play. Well, because I put it on Hudl, I looked at it, drew it up, showed them.
Jason, it's been running the same. Out of bounds plays, I think, since 1994.
I know, but 4. You have been or them,
Brucey?
Yeah, same ones. Sometimes if I'm like, man, I can't remember. Coach Davis, what did St. Vincent run against you guys when you played him last time? And he somehow still remembers that
damn sideline one.
Yeah,
to get the 3 in the corner last night like 4 or 5 times. We didn't give it up. I mean,
that's good.
That we had guarded. Now everything else they did, we didn't guard. But a couple inbounds plays we guarded. But God,
yeah,
they hit everything they threw up last night.
Oh, they did.
That's tough. It's tough when teams are doing that. I'm just saying.
I've had it happen a few times to me this year.
Yeah,
it's hard to scout it.
But my brother kind of brought this up, so I wanted to shift gears a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Kyrie is in a Mavs uniform.
Kyrie's trash.
Terrible.
How long till that combust? Because the main player on that team is a ball dominant person.
Yes.
And then you had LeBron break Kareem's record last night. What do y'all think?
Well, good kudos to him, but I didn't like the comment. His comment about being the GOAT. Like, seriously? You don't have to say that.
He said I'm the greatest player.
Like, dude, let other people say that about you.
Well, he said, he did later on say that.
I know, because he knew he screwed up.
But how many times is he going to say that? He said it more than once.
Like, dude, shut your mouth and let people tell you you're
Some
the GOAT.
people wanted me to break the record on a jump hook or sky hook or whatever you said, but I felt like my patented fadeaway. I'm like,
dude,
who the hell are?
Now here's what I posted on Facebook right after it happened. I took a picture of it. I said, love him or hate him, he did score all the points.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
he also dropped the F-bomb, if you didn't catch that.
Yes.
Dropped the F-bomb live on TV. Dude, he could be so much more likable if he would just be more likable.
Well,
he's not likable.
It goes back to, and I always wanted to talk about this on the show as far as a very interesting topic about LeBron. He is arguably one of the top 3 to 5 players of all time in the NBA.
No doubt.
And you can argue why for every single reason, and obviously him breaking the scoring record is another reason to argue. But he's so polarizing, and it goes back to the stupid decision that was the dumbest thing to ever do for him personally. And ever since then, everything he has done, it's one extreme or the other. You either liked him or you hated him. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, I thought it was stupid and stupid how he did it. He leaves Cleveland. I like Dwayne Wade, so I was like, well, Heat, and obviously 4 years in the NBA Finals there, and then 2 championships. Then he goes back to Cleveland. And I thought, okay,
I did admire the one he won in Cleveland because he put them on his back.
He did, and then Kyrie, who I think is trash and a cancer, hits the shot. Yeah. So he makes the block, and Kyrie hits the shot, and they win. Okay, and then it just seemed like, okay, why go to Los Angeles if it isn't about you? Because it was to me, and I know you're a Lakers fan, and my dad I grew up watching my dad, who loved Showtime basketball.
Magic. I mean,
yeah,
and James Worthy and
all those guys,
Kurt Rambis.
I mean, it was fun to watch.
Yes,
but then they win the championship in the COVID bubble, which is okay. That's like that's the asterisk. If you had to say name another championship that's not maybe not legit, it might be the Spurs winning it in 50, the 50 game strike shortened season after Jordan retires. So I'm like, okay, that's it. Ever since then, it's just been a downhill dumpster fire in Los Angeles.
I just can't.
And he is so full of himself.
He just can't get out of it. I say this to kids sometimes, but he can't get out of his own way. He can't make himself likable to people of our age.
No. Because he but again, think about the things he said.
His bedside manner is god-awful.
That's
what I say.
Dude, you didn't patent jack crap, okay? I watched Michael Jordan shoot that stupid fadeaway I don't know how many times. And
it looked a hell of a lot prettier.
Your ass hits one of them for a record that, wait a minute, if MJ wouldn't have retired 3 times... He's the guy.
Yeah, he has that.
Okay, he's the guy. Or Kobe.
You want to
getting hurt?
He scores that. Or he plays 82 games.
Yeah.
When he was playing for the Wizards at 40 years old. Okay,
there's no load management.
No. What? No.
No.
He's gonna sit out a game against Golden State, or like I've seen LeBron. They've sit him out in games.
Yeah.
Kareem's
playing every game, and he's playing in an NBA that's not that would be against the law nowadays. Okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the Spurs
and then
the Pistons.
and then you take
unbelievable,
and then you take MJ in his career, and I lost what little respect I had for LeBron after watching how he acted at the end of that, or the end of regulation, that Celtics game, when he was throwing a fit by not getting the foul called or something. Dude, you would drop to your knees and look like you are, like your whole family just got some family tragedy happening, and you're crying about a call, and the game is not over yet.
Yes.
Wait a minute. He freaking walked. He took 3.5 steps, and somebody swiped his arm. Okay, I know the whole LeBron maybe not get calls because he's big enough and should be able to take the brunt of it, and maybe something that other guys can't get because they're not his size. But dude, act like you. If you're the GOAT, freaking act like it. I'm the GOAT. You're not going to stop me. Whatever. Okay, great. You fouled me. Guess what? I'm going to make this next shot. Not and all this other BS that he did. It was the worst.
A bad spectacle.
It's the worst. It takes over the Michael Jordan crying meme that was out there. To me, I thought I have no respect for this guy. What a freaking joke. What about I tell my kids, stop pouting. Don't pout when you're out there playing, because when you pout, the focus is on you. It's not about the team now because you're feeling sorry for yourself. What the hell was that? That's what that was.
I've had a lot of those team versus me talks this year.
Team always.
Yeah. So what is LeBron when we're sitting here trying to preach this stuff about team and what we need to do and this is about us, and that SOB is out there feeling sorry for himself because he didn't get a foul called? Are you kidding me?
He did get fouled.
Great.
I was watching the game.
You know what?
But
somebody
Lord,
missed it.
But he threw a fit like you said.
It was a temper tantrum.
A family member had just passed away.
I mean, like
he was praying to the gods.
I don't know what he was doing, and I'm just like, good Lord, why? Okay, so again, the NBA just lets people do whatever the hell they want.
Did they give him a technical?
God, I wish they would have.
No, Beverly got. I did think that was kind of funny, but he shouldn't have done it. But he brought the camera over to show the ref it was a foul.
It doesn't. I mean, and that's just stupid stuff, man. I mean, why? Why?
Oh,
because if our kids watch it, watch it.
Oh, they do.
And then they think they need it, and I'm like, shut your damn mouth. It's not. Why? What are you going to do? You think you're going to change those guys' mind? Do you think any of those the NBA officials? Let's get Natalie Sago on here and let's say, would you change your mind if LeBron sat there and threw this little hissy fit in front of you?
Well,
no.
She was doing the game last night.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That
is awesome.
Yeah, there was a spot where LeBron and her had a little. They were talking back and forth.
Had a conversation.
I thought LeBron was talking about him being strong or something. I don't know. But, yeah, I saw her on the game last night.
It's pretty cool.
And it's like I said, love or hate the dude, you have to respect.
He scored the points.
You got to respect he is one of the top 5 that's ever played the game.
Just because leader.
Just because of how big he is, what he's done, his career. But gosh, he could carry himself so much better and be so much more liked.
I felt like he was pretty likable when he was in Cleveland and
when he was with the
easy
Heat,
to root for.
Even the Heat, even after the stupid.
Yeah, and I think he lost a lot of people there, but then it's just like this whole bouncing around, and then how he's been with the Lakers, and it's always about getting another dude to come in and play with. They just
generation.
You see, they just got D'Angelo. Yeah, they got D'Angelo back.
Yeah. Our generation.
Russell?
Yes.
From the Golden State?
Yeah.
Or is he playing for Golden State?
No,
I don't even know anymore.
No, you haven't watched the NBA in a while.
I try not to.
But
there's a reason. Now you see why I don't like watching the NBA. This personifies it. Again.
Agreed.
And then listening to that, listening to him talk about him being the best and all this other crap. And you know what? What happened to... I wouldn't have been able to do this without the guys that I played with, my teammates.
He did say a lot about his teammates.
He needs to say it all the time because somebody, look, I know he can get the ball and dribble it up and then he can go score. He didn't do that on all those. Somebody had to pass him the ball, and he played with some good players, and he played with guys who got him the ball in good positions for him to score. To me, the selfless thing is the most important thing, because then if I know a guy is being selfless and he's trying to get me to do something, I know that it's not about him, and I'm going to go to battle with that guy. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a lost art, and I think because of examples like LeBron James, this is our problem. This is one. I mean, it's one of them. It's one of our problems, and that's why. They talk about the NBA, and it's like it's Luka Doncic against whoever. I'm like, no, it's not. It's the freaking Mavericks against whoever they're playing. Okay, it's not a one-on-one match. The Bird Magic battles back in the '80s was Lakers Celtics. Okay,
never heard about Bird and Magic separately.
They might highlight it. They might highlight it,
but you didn't talk about that. Was all it was about.
Right.
It was about the matchup between
the media blew up the Bird Magic.
And I think David Stern had a lot to do with that, because they started really promoting, especially about the time. They're big on doing that. But it was about the time that Shaq was starting to become, very prevalent. But the old guard was, it wasn't like that. And I know Jordan pissed and moaned about calls, but it wasn't like that, because it was okay. It's one thing to be a fiery competitor and you might like it's grown men. We're talking about grown men. We can't even say kids. They might chirp about a call, but then they're going to carry themselves a certain way afterwards.
It's over.
It's over, and they might have a conversation. Like I'm going to go over you and talk to you during a dead ball or a TV timeout kind of thing. Okay, we're going to talk, and sometimes that might result in a technical foul. It happens in the NBA way more.
They could put whatever together with LeBron and his story when he's done, and it wouldn't even touch me near like when I watched The Last Dance.
Last Dances.
And to watch him, I mean, you could still see the fire in that dude's eye when he was sitting there with his drink. I mean, he had to go to a break on the one.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I mean, and it is different. Like,
but it was in your era. It was
it's
not
my
necessarily
era.
The kids who didn't see him play.
Like my son was wearing a LeBron jersey today after because that's probably his favorite player. It makes me sick, but that's the guy of their era.
Yes, that's what I was getting ready to say earlier.
But I can look at other eras and go, "Oh, that guy was a stud. That guy was." I mean, and I admit, LeBron is a stud, but his arrogance and his just stupid.
Yeah,
it makes me want to cuss.
His presentation.
It's just so. He presents himself and just. I don't know.
I gotta say though, watching somebody splice this together, and I can't remember where I saw it. I think it was on a reel, where you know how Jordan in The Last Dance they'd hand him the iPad, so it's got like the top part is him with the iPad, and then it's LeBron having that little meltdown that he had, and his reaction, and it was synced up exactly when he started doing this, and Jordan's starting to laugh, and I'm like, man, that is so perfect. And again,
it has it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to find that.
Yeah, it is so perfect because to me it's like, again, when you're a competitor, just carry yourself a different way, man.
Well,
I mean, you got kids watching,
and I didn't realize how much of a shit talker Larry Bird was.
Oh yeah,
until
huge.
I've looked at stuff, and. I do look at TikTok quite a bit, but there's a lot of stuff
hilarious videos.
Well, and there's a lot of stuff about stuff like that, like Bird and all these other people are on Reels or whatever you can watch. And I knew he talked crap, but I didn't realize how bad it was. And you wouldn't. Oh, yeah. I mean, that wasn't like he didn't do that though. He didn't get on a mic and say crazy crap like I'm the GOAT or I'm this or I'm that or I'm the greatest, I'm this.
I mean, what Larry Bird did, in my opinion, because when you hear Larry Bird's stories, they're stories because he's not going out there getting in front of a microphone and saying,
talking about me.
Yeah, so I was a 3-point shoot at the 3-point contest at the All-Star game, and I looked over those guys and said, all right, who's playing for second? No, that's what people said that Larry Bird said. Yeah. And that creates, it's like a tall tale, it's the story is past bigger time. And everybody tells it and then you hear about it and it's like, man, to me, it's like, that dude's badass. Not the guy who says, yeah, I told those guys. It's like, all right, cool, man. There's no... You got other people going around and they're it's like your reputation, It's like I got some street cred, I got this rep, I got to keep up, so I got to act like, whatever. It doesn't matter, but it's not you saying it. It's not, it's not you pumping your own, pumping yourself up. It's somebody else doing it.
People are talking about you.
You know those people.
Yeah, I know those people.
You know those people that talk themselves up.
Yeah, and I never, people.
A lot of them.
I'll be honest. I got a lot of people say like, "Man, you're cocky." I'm like, dude, I am 100% not cocky. I'm just obnoxious at times. I trust me. You grew up in the house that I did.
Cocky is not different.
You're not cocky at all, but you just know how to deal with some stuff.
Well, you have to be confident.
You have to, because otherwise, you're just gonna not know how to cope.
No, you're gonna.
But
fall apart.
That's to me. That's the thing that's cool about Larry Bird.
You've met my brother, right?
Yeah, I met your brother.
Okay,
I love it.
But that's the cool thing about Larry Bird. That's the cool thing about Magic. That's the cool thing about all these Reggie Miller.
Oh.
You could see him talking. you didn't really hear what he said.
Well,
other guys are talking about Reggie Miller. You got Spike Lee doing when they do the documentaries, and Spike Lee is talking like, yeah, Reggie Miller, the biggest shit talker of all time, man. He just comes over, and you see him talking, you're just like, man, what are they saying?
Or Gary Payton.
Oh, the glove, man. Oh, yeah. I mean, those guys were the guys who talked when I watched basketball, and they talked Charles Barkley talking to dudes.
He just asked us if we remember Lou Alcindor.
I mean, I don't remember him because I wasn't around when he was Lou Alcindor. I got to see Kareem when he was old.
Kareem.
Who said that?
My brother. What about your brother?
Figures.
I'm talking
Oh, boy.
It wasn't the easiest upbringing with you and my other brother. You guys used to beat the crap out of me.
Look at the guy you are today.
Oh, they turned me into this wonderful human being.
It's all they're doing too. They'll take all the credit too.
Yeah.
For all the good, they'll take it. And all the bad,
it's
somebody else's fault.
Somebody else's.
So I don't know. I think it's bad because the kids the kids bring it up, and I'm just not a fan of the NBA because I know that it sets a bad example for our kids that we coach.
So I teach history of sports, right? History of sports, and we watch a lot of documentaries. We just got done watching Deion Sanders, and then we watched his 4-episode program they have on.
It's a Netflix, ain't it?
No, mine wasn't Netflix. I watched it on Prime.
Amazon.
Prime.
Yeah,
Prime.
Prime on Prime?
Amazon Prime.
Prime on Prime.
Yeah, Prime was on Prime. Prime, dude, he is a man of faith, evidently, big time.
Yep.
Which I didn't realize as much. But watching the things that it's good stuff. But anyway, afterwards, today we were watching, and it gets over, we were watching Bo Jackson. All right. And
the 30 for 30 Bo Jackson?
Bo knows,
Oh, man, that's good.
And
good
so,
one.
and so the kids were, what did you guys, Coach, what do you think, LeBron or Jordan? I go, there's no question. And they went, what do you mean? I go, there's no question. It is Jordan. Jordan is the GOAT. Jordan is the greatest basketball player that ever lived, that ever has lived. And I will say that to my grave until someone proves me wrong. Mm-hmm. And I am one of the biggest Kobe Bryant fans ever because Kobe Bryant, everything he did was because of Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he says that.
You ever seen those videos synced up about them
gosh.
shooting? Talk about just like eerie.
How identical it was.
How identical
and it's
movements.
There's some great stuff out there about Kobe. Mm-hmm. And I know he wasn't the greatest role model at times and did some stupid crap.
He wasn't always the best teammate early on either.
No. But
learned.
If you look
and you
talk to anyone, like they interviewed Dwayne Wade, and he was talking about how many hours. He goes, I got up. It was when they were on the Dream Team or whatever. I got up, thought I'd be early, go down there, and I'm going to get a workout in, And I get down there, and Kobe's in a dark, just sweat, already icing his knees. Then, after he gets done icing, eats breakfast, he goes back out. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was relentless.
Did you see?
Relentless.
And this was, I think it was something that actually Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, when they did the Redeem Team documentary. Have you seen that?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
I'll be honest with you. I was when I saw it was produced by LeBron because I'm not a big LeBron fan, but I watched it and I was like, okay, this is really. I mean, it's not Last Dance or the Dream Team documentary good, but it's pretty good, and it talks about when they got Kobe to come play and how it just changed everything because those guys are getting to see Kobe Bryant in a whole new light. And if they don't have Kobe Bryant, they probably don't win the gold.
No,
because he just took it to another level. Everything he kind of personified, he kind of mimicked what Jordan did. Like how he pushed people, even on the Dream Team.
How
the
great
Dance.
How great was Jordan with the Tony Kukoc, though?
Oh my gosh! Hey, that's
and they're they're buds.
Yeah,
I mean you could, and
that's abuse nowadays for some people.
I mean they shut him down.
Him and Scottie Pippen just said, "Nope."
No, that's how much they hated Jerry.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean. And Scotty says, if you ask Scottie Pippen who the best player ever, he says Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Well, why would he not?
Well, how couldn't he?
Yeah.
But, I mean, Jordan, and then I always love, and this is what these young kids sometimes will try to say, well, Jordan had Scotty. LeBron didn't have anyone. And I'm like, oh.
Okay.
When?
He had Kyrie.
Okay, when he was at Cleveland.
Kevin Love.
The year that he took Cleveland to the finals only to get swept by the Spurs, like in 2007. That was the year, the next best player was, Mo Williams. And he had
Shumpert.
Anderson Varejao, good Varejao. That's what I always called him. He didn't have, that was a bunch of just like role player scrub-a-dubs.
Right.
Okay. In the Eastern Conference, they beat a really good Boston team that they had no business beating. Or was it Orlando or Boston?
I don't know.
One of the two, because both those teams, whoever they beat to go to the finals, they had no business beating. They didn't. They really didn't. The other team didn't show up. They shouldn't even been there. LeBron put them on his back. He took them there. Great. You got to the finals only to get hammered by one of the better teams, dynasties. And after that, he had somebody else with him every single time.
I know,
that was a max contract player. Look, Scottie Pippen was a good player when he got to the Bulls. Michael Jordan helped him take his game to the next level.
Agreed.
And Scottie put in the work to be that guy too.
Alongside Jordan.
If
Jordan wasn't there, I don't know that he would have ever done it.
No, not at all. No, I wholeheartedly believe that.
And you look when Scotty didn't play a lot that one. Oh, was he hurt? Said he was hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
And he leaned on Rodman.
Yeah.
And Jordan still, I mean, he didn't.
Anybody willpowered Rodman.
Well, I know.
To play at another level. Like it was unbelievable.
He didn't have to have Scottie Pippen.
No, but he
anybody that played with him, he willpowered them to be the best player they could
it's like this. You're either going to rise to my level, or I am going to verbally and physically beat you into submission to where you're going to, or you're going to ask for a trade.
Think about how much confidence though Jordan had in some of those guys. I mean, Paxson makes that shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kerr. Punched him out.
But you got to think, though, like, he literally said, let's go, and we're going to get together and make this work because I want to win, and you want to win, so let's do it together.
But that's the thing. I mean,
he didn't give him a choice.
At times...
I'm going to go back and watch The Last Dance now. Anyway, go ahead.
At times, LeBron has done that but it was all years ago as when he's younger, was when the winning part was more important than the other crap, the accolades that come with it, and are you on the Mount Rushmore in the NBA?
Are you gonna play
if you're on the Mount Rushmore in the NBA?
Are you gonna play with Bronny? Are you gonna do this?
Yeah, it's all this other stuff, and your legacy. And look, Jordan used Space Jam to get back into shape so he could compete in the NBA. Yep. LeBron used Space Jam too. They built him a gym. It's the greatest thing ever.
I mean, built him and he said he wouldn't do it. Basically.
Yeah, unless I get this, and this, because his only goal was to get back, and then having all those guys in the NBA come play pickup games.
That was so awesome.
So again, okay, so he used Space Jam to not only put some coin in his pocket, but then turn around and get himself in shape. What did LeBron use Space Jam 2 or whatever the hell that was called for? Not the same thing. It's not. It was about him.
Because it was all, he wanted the highlight. He wanted the light about him.
Ron Rhodes, do you guys think Dennis Rodman's the best rebounder?
Absolutely. When you are his, to me, it's a guy like him or Chuck are the two best that I've ever seen, because you gotta be you're 6'4" and you're rebounding like Charles Barkley did in the NBA. Yeah.
Well,
but Dennis Rodman, hands down,
willpowered.
And you heard how he studied.
He studied how the ball come off people's hands
and the rim and all the.
It's a lost art. He just knew where the ball was going to go, because if Mike shot it over here, it was going to go over there, and if BJ shot or whoever shot, or it's like, wow, how do you freaking know that? And I tell kids all the time, like, watch off the rim, and they're like, what does that mean? Well, okay, I don't know if I can teach you this, because it's like that's a lost art. And to me, I always thought that Rodman was the best rebounder.
Winkler, well, you're set for his size probably, but not best ever. Well, who's
the best then?
Then tell us, enlighten us.
What, Bill Russell?
young man.
I don't know. Did he watch George Mikan play?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Winkler, that was funny. And if you missed it, he said you watched Mikan play.
Oh, you and Bruce Valeroy.
So when Winkler was coaching Mikan,
he said Wilt.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt was 7 foot tall.
That's
I mean that. Okay, it was like
we're
someone
just going
said
by numbers, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, they say, LeBron's best scorer of all time. Nah, Wilt averaged 50 a game. All right, next question. I don't care. There's no 3-point line.
No
one
3-point line, too.
And they they changed the game for Wilt Chamberlain so he couldn't stay down low. They widened the paint.
Yep.
So the lane's wider because of Wilt Chamberlain. What rule have they put in to make LeBron not be as dominant? And wait for it. I'll wait. I'll wait.
Mike had sat behind me in sophomore English class.
Winkler's like, it'd be a really good shot is if you jumped off your inside foot and shot the layup instead of just jumping off the outside foot. And then all of a sudden, George Mikan, there he is, Hall of Famer. Now you do the Mikan drill. It could have been the Winkler drill.
Oh, God.
That's great. I'm kidding. Coach Winkler's a great sport. Great sport. Saw him today.
Question is, who sat in front of you?
Red Arbach. That's too easy.
Well, if that's true, then he should have beat Blair the other night.
You got greatness in front of you, greatness behind you.
He should have beat Blair the last 8 times they've played.
Oh, man.
He'll correct you and say it's 5.
Oh,
Don't
5?
worry, he will. He corrected me the other night, too.
You said 8.
I thought we played 8 times. He said no 5, Coach.
Ooh.
Winkler's got like a hit list of how many times he played a team and won or lost.
I haven't. I mean, I think
like us.
I don't know what it is. I think I beat you 3 times. I think maybe. I don't know.
I honestly don't think about it. All I know is I beat St. Vincent twice since I've been here, and I think twice when I was at Grandview, and we had Kobe.
I beat him twice just in last year. And then beat him once this year, and then not this second time. Some guy named Naismith.
Was that in front of him?
Was that in front of him?
Oh,
man. Winkler's connected. He knows everybody.
That's true.
That's probably true.
That is true.
But Naismith was a junior.
That's great.
Well, I think on that note, we probably got to wrap this one up. I'll tell you what, for just having us 3, it was a good time tonight.
Well, we had zero agenda, and we just
we had agenda. We talked about some local stuff. We talked about
we didn't have it in writing in
bit.
front of us where we had to go back and make sure we talked about it.
Do we? I mean, really, Blair, when's the last time you looked at an agenda?
Well, I've looked at it, but that doesn't mean that we talk about it. But tonight, I felt like
we do throw out some show topics that, it'd be really nice to kind of hit every now and then.
But I felt like tonight we just talked.
Yeah,
we just had a talk.
We did. We just had a little
conversation
without some interrupters.
That's right.
Yeah, Blair and his stack of fallen soldiers over there.
My gosh, dude!
You gotta salute those guys before you send them out.
We'll have me a police escort out here.
No,
think I'm drunk. Or
21 gun salute here in a second.
Jeez.
Man, it's getting deep in this. It's getting deep in here.
Sure,
everybody knows.
is.
Everybody knows when I'm drunk. Trust me on this show.
They now?
I get multiple phone calls. Coach Blair, were you drunk on the show the other night?
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh, here we go. I'm far from it tonight.
Yeah. Well,
I'm far from it tonight.
I didn't say any other night. I just said tonight.
Oh, sorry.
Good thing those show isn't in my basement very often.
That is a true statement. Yours basement's some bad news for me.
That's right. Well, it's been another fun one.
Hey, but it is
Super Bowl this weekend. Who you got?
Chiefs by
Who
6.
You got?
I'm rooting for the Chiefs, but I'm worried.
Chiefs by 6.
6? Yep. What's the spread?
Let's go,
What's the spread?
Chiefs!
I don't know what the spread is.
I don't know what the spread is either. Why didn't you ask Boar?
No.
Boar didn't know?
I don't see Boar very often. Saw him last
he's
night for
admin.
He's too big in timing for me.
When you're in administration,
when you're a big timer,
Jim Powers probably talks to Boar more than we do.
Oh man. Well, I'm going to go with
You're
Go
going with
opposite.
I'm going with the Chefs. I'm going with the Chefs by 3.
Whoa!
Hey!
By 4.
Whoa! 27,
I want
23?
I want the Chiefs to win, and it's all because of Stan Kroenke. That is what I've had to root for now.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great, Jason? I know you're really excited about it.
Every time I look at your shirt, I think it's a Rams shirt. You know.
All right.
I agree.
It's the same colors.
Ish.
It's disgusting.
Ish. Whatever.
Yeah, it is pretty
It's disgusting. It says mine.
I'll tell you. You can get over it.
Never
There's
know.
ladders somewhere.
I'm sure I'd look good in blue, but never know.
Never know. Never know what happens.
I used to wear red a long time ago.
That was down to where?
Couch.
Couch.
That's right.
I knew that.
That's right. A long time ago. Still got those shirts somewhere. They might fit. I don't know. Anyway, we will see you guys next week.
I doubt they fit.
With another episode of The Coach's Box. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being a part of the show. Until next week or whenever we decide to have the show again.
Right.
Have a good night and God bless. See y'all.
Deuce.
Thanks for watching another rib-tickling, gut-busting, epic episode of The Coach's Box. Please like, share, and follow.